Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to use BingBon.com, some of the features it has. This is an exchange I've been working with the last few months. You know, they're well established overseas, and they're trying to broaden their consumer base. So I want to show you guys, for those of you who are using it, I've gotten a lot of good feedback from all of you. So I wanted to show you guys some of the features it has, and those of you that aren't as familiar with leverage trading, some of the, like, how to use the exchange. They've got USDC now you can deposit, withdraw. They've got new user bonuses, 100 USDT for new user bonus. You can see down here their crypto is their main page. All right, there's other commodities you can trade as well. We'll get to that. And they've got an app for iPhone and Android. Okay, one thing you guys should always do, and those of you who are newer to exchanges and trading and whatnot, please go to Google verification, download it, and set your 2FA. So it's, two-factor security. All right, if you already have Google Authenticator on your phone, you don't need to, you can skip this step. But if you don't have it, download it, and then you go to the next step. Here's your QR code. Okay, you're gonna hit next here, and you're gonna type in your verification code, and then you're gonna have it set up. So what this does, for those that don't know or haven't used this before, is it's going to set up an extra security feature that this person would need to have the device. They would physically have to have the device that you have the 2FA on to be able to get this code to log into your account. Even if they had your email and password or your phone number and password, they still wouldn't be able to get on without this code. Okay. They have copy trading, which is really cool. Okay, so a lot of members of my Discord use copy trading with some success. Okay, you can see their profitability on here. I have yet to test this out too much in depth, but there's a lot of different features with copy trading. And you don't just have to follow one person, you can follow a bunch of different ones. Okay, and it shows you how often they trade, their profitability, their recent win rate, and you can actually go more in depth into that. You can search traders, so you can search for your favorite trader. Otherwise, you can click on these guys and see how well they've been doing. So this guy had an opening price on Ethereum at 249. He closed at 263. You can see what time it was at. It was a 56% trade. You can see his most recent trades here. So he took a big loss here, but obviously has made up for it. So overall profitability, his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades have been profitable. 3-week max loss is 2%. That's pretty good. 3-week win rate, 80%. That's really good, especially with a max loss at 2%. 3-week total trades, 30. So it doesn't look like he's over trading. 10 trades a week. I'd say that's not too bad. And a 4,000 profitability. So this guy looks like he's a pretty solid trader. And he's obviously number one on here, and he's got 1,000 plus copy traders. So it's probably hard to lose when you have that many people copy trading you anyway. Okay, so you can pick what you want to copy trade them in. So you can do virtual to test them out. So here's how fixed margin works. It says, for example, if you set the amount of copy trading order to USDT, when a trader places an order, you will use 2 USDT as the principal to place the order. The minimum copy amount is 2 USDT. Special note, the following amount of the order is related to the trader's order amount. When the trader's order amount is small, your principal may be less than the set value. All right, this is your day copy trading amount. So this is the max amount you're willing to use in one day for your capital. So it says stop copying when the accumulated principal for copying this trader reaches this threshold each day. All right. So I want to say my amount, I'll use $10, and then I want my max amount that I want to use a day, $100. Okay. And then there's advanced settings where you can even do a little bit more. So you can have like an automatic stop loss ratio. So if this guy doesn't have a stop loss and his trade's going negative, your automatic stop loss could be 10%. Okay. So no matter what, I'm only going to take a 10% loss on anything. So that could help you or hurt you. If this guy is down 10%, he's dollar cost averaging in, and then price goes up and he makes money, but you got stopped out. So there's pros and cons to that. Also, some traders might just let their position go to negative 60 or 70 and take the liquidation. Who knows? Okay. And then after this trader's principal reaches this value, trades will no longer be followed. So you can put a maximum position amount as well, where you won't follow any future trades. So proportion margin is actually just going to be like almost leverage trading there. amount. So if they use one principal unit, you're going to use 2. If they use 2, you're going to use 4. So I wouldn't use this, but again, to each his own. And then you would copy now, okay? And it tells you you're copy trading. So anyway, so we'll log in here. So you click on login, and I've already got all the information up here. This is a test account, so this is not my account, you guys. You can log in with email or phone number, okay? Then you go to my assets page here. My assets page, you can view your assets. So Bitcoin, ETH, USDT, USDC, and then VST, which is just virtual currency. You've got your main account here, and then your cross margin account and your perp account. You can fund these and trade as you wish. If you like using cross margin, you can fund this separately. So you have a separate cross margin account. So that only risks what's in this account, okay? So then you got your deposit and withdrawal. You can deposit in Bitcoin, USDT, Ethereum, USDC, okay? And you can withdraw in those as well. So just so you guys know that. And then to transfer, you can transfer your USDC or Bitcoin into different accounts. So your cross margin, your perp account. So then if I go over to the trading here, you can obviously see I've got Forex, crypto, indices, and commodities, okay, to trade. They're currently looking at adding a few different pairs here. All right, so stay tuned for that. They've recently added some Bitcoin or some trading pairs to crypto as well. So yeah, you trade all these in USDT pairs, so that's kind of nice. If you're stopped out on a trade in the middle of the night, it'll be stopped out into USDT instead of getting stopped out into Bitcoin. And then if Bitcoin were to dump, while you're sleeping, you would lose value on that too. So I always like that. I always like getting stopped out into USDT for that reason. I don't always trust USDT. Okay, there's always a lot of fun going around there. So at night, I'll usually use this exchange feature, and I'll exchange my USDT into USDC. Okay, and then I can exchange as much as I want, and I can sit in USDC overnight. Here's the crypto exchange feature. You can exchange pretty much anything you want. So, here's all their info things about it, but you can trade from Bitcoin, USDT, ETH, USDC, etc. Okay, so let's go back to the trade screen here. All right, one thing I really like is that I can open multiple positions at once. So I'm in isolated margin right now. Okay, isolated margin, you guys, that's when you only are risking your position. Okay, so I'm only risking the position I'm using, right? So if I use a $100 position, the max risk on that trade is $100. Okay, here's the sliders, so I can pick my account. So however much I have in USDT, so if I want to do 100% of my USDT or 50%, 10%, okay? And then market or trigger order. Market is obviously going to market me in at the next trigger price. So 94.87 is where I would get in, okay? If I want to limit order, I can trigger, it's a limit order, a trigger order, okay? And then I can set it wherever I want. I can set it at 94.85 to get ahead of this guy, of this one, okay? So that's how those work. I usually market on a BingBon, the fees are pretty low to market in and out, so I really like it for scalping. It's 0.04%, 0.04, 0.045%, whereas a lot of other exchanges are 0.075%. So, that's a big difference in fees, especially for marketing. So if I just want to market in right now, let's say I'm doing a $5,000 position at 10x, so I just market in. Okay, and I can actually set a stop loss before and a target and a take profit before as well. And you can see I marketed it at 94.89 because that's the next order price. And here I've got my position. So I'm in Bitcoin long. My margin is almost 5,000 at 10x leverage. So it makes it a $50,000 position. My opening price here, unrealized profit and loss. Okay, my take profit and loss, it automatically populates a random take profit for you, but I can change that here if I didn't already set it here. So before you even enter the trade, you can set your limits. All right, so let's say my take profit is going to be 94, 97 if it gets there, and my estimated profit will be $37. Okay, and my stop loss is going to be at 94.84. Okay, so my estimated loss is going to be $30. All right. I can set a higher target. It doesn't matter. You can set a target by price or by ratio. So if I want a 5% win on this trade and I want to risk 1%. Okay, so my estimated loss would be $50, and my estimated take profit would be $250. All right, so you can set it however you like. All right, and it'll show you what price everything's set at there. And then again, unrealized profit, liquidation price, it shows you. So always put your stop loss above your liquidation price. All right, so if this was higher leverage, my liquidation price would be higher. So you can see here. Excuse me. So you can see here, my liquidation price on this is going to be a lot higher. Okay, so 93.25 here, so it's gonna be a lot closer to this. So I would always put my stop loss. Theoretically, you could do 93.26, but if there's slippage, I get concerned, so I would do like 93.32. I wouldn't risk $3,000 on this trade, so stop loss cannot be lower than 93.40. So probably because the loss is too big. So I'd say 93.50. So you always want to put it below your liquidation price anyway, so you don't get liquidated on a position. But I would never risk that much on a trade. You know, if I was going to do this, I would do like 94.80 or something like that, depending on where, you know, on the chart, my stop loss looked good. So now I have two positions open, which is really cool, right? So I've got two, this is one of my favorite features actually about BingBon, is that I have two separate positions now open at two separate leverages, okay? And on most exchanges, you can't do that. And a lot of exchanges, you can't short either. So if I wanted to short here on most exchanges, it'll just subtract from my open position. But let's say I was in like this Bitcoin long, and I think this is gonna be a nice swing trade, right? And it's going to go up, and we hit 9,500. I think we're going to drop for a scalp. So I could switch short here and go, let's go 5x short. All right, I want to get a quick short scalp in. I think it'll drop back down and then go back up or whatever. So I'm going to short this real quick. Okay, and now I've got a separate short position here too. So I've got three separate positions. I can manage them all independently, however I want. I did ask them for a feature to combine positions if I ever wanted to. So that's something they said they'd consider, but as of now, that's not a feature. So just so you guys know. But I don't see that as an issue because I can just manage them as if they're one position. And a lot of times I'll open like two or three at the same time rather than opening, like, let's say I was going to do like a full size $10,000 position at 10x leverage. Well, a lot of times I'll do like 3 or 4. I'll do like 4 positions of 2,500 at 10x leverage, because then I can close whenever I want on maybe one of those and let the rest ride if I want to take partial profit. That is one thing you can't do on these, is you can't take partial profit on a position. So it's just going to close the whole position. So that can be one little downside to it, but the upside is way more in my opinion once you realize that. And then I'll just open multiple positions. So you can see these are up a little bit. Okay, my short's obviously down. If I want to close that, okay, it's going to tell me my entry price, the current price, and my fee. So $10 fee. Okay, I didn't pay any funding. And for those of you who don't know what funding is, funding just basically pays you a certain percentage, or makes you pay a certain percentage every 8 hours. Okay, so if you're in a position holding for a long time and price is going sideways, you're paying to hold that position basically. Okay, I'm going to see a Bitcoin short for this amount of leverage, this price, my profit and loss. So I lost $5. This is what time I closed it at. I manually closed it, the closing price and the fee. Not a bad fee at all. And it shows my opening price and what type of order it was. Again, one thing I really do like though is that I can open positions. So let's say I can open multiple positions for one position. So let's say I'm going to open a 5x long of $20,000. Okay. So what I can do is I can open 4 longs at $5,000. So instead of that, I'm going to go to $5,000. Okay. I can just type it in manually too. And I'm going to long this. Okay, and then I'm going to long again. I have to type it in again. Okay, so I'm going to long again. I'm going to type it in again. And now this isn't a strategy for everyone, but for me, I like to be able to partially take profit at target. So if I had a target here and a target here and a target here, now I can take profit on the way up in case I drop, right? Because if I just have one position open, if I just only have this position open, I either have to take all or nothing, and I like to ladder out. That's just my personal strategy, not for everyone. But I also like to have a swing position open, like something like this and let it ride for a while I'm also scalping. So I can do that all from one account. I don't have to have set sub accounts on here. It's just all done in one account in one spot. It's really nice. I can even go to XRP or Litecoin or Ethereum Classic, right? And I can long that as well, and that's going to show up here. Okay, so it's all on one screen, super convenient. And then I can get in and out really quick. I can close in seconds. If this thing's about to start dropping, I can close in a second. Okay, so let's see, I'm up. So as long as I'm up 0.4%, basically I'm in profit on this 10x. So I can close this, and also tells me my estimated fee. So $22. So I already know that I'm up about $22-ish, right? So if I close this one, tells me the current price and everything. If I want to close, it's really quick. Close. I'm done. All right, I like that about it. Some exchanges make it a little bit more work to close. Okay, you have to push a few extra buttons or whatever. It's just nice and quick. So that's really the main trading page. You know, you've got all these trading pairs. Volume, I've never had an issue with liquidity on here. For Link, I've been scalping Link on here with no issues. And I use decent position sizes. I'm not using huge position sizes, but I think the max position size for one position is 500K value on here, which I think it limits your risk, but also it helps avoid crazy wicks, right? Because I can't have like a giant position where somebody can just totally dump on me on one position. So that's always nice. It's good to have reassurance that you're not going to get anything crazy like that. I have yet to experience any crazy wicks on here. So all good altcoins to trade. Right, and then you got your US indices, S&P 500, all right, and then gold and crude oil. All right, and then your Forex traders here. So Forex is pretty popular too, especially for crypto traders. All right, if you have the app, it'll actually give you, if you get stopped out, if you have the app, the mobile app, it'll actually give you a notification on your phone if you're stopped out on a trade. So I always thought that's pretty cool. Nice alert. So now I can look at my history. I can see my P&L nice and clean. I really like how it shows all the percentages and everything here. Really, it just makes it super easy to follow. And then if I want to switch from isolated margin, I can go to cross margin. Okay. I don't have any in my cross margin account right now, so I can transfer. But this is a test account, so it won't let me. I can market order or trigger order. Okay. I can do a virtual account, which I'd have to transfer as well. So you can do paper trading on here. All right, you guys. So if I go to isolated margin, I should have some virtual on here too, so I can paper trade, you guys. So it's a good practicing tool for those of you who are newer to margin. All right, so you can do 20. So I'll do 20,000 position, 10x leverage, and then I'll put my stop loss at by price, let's say 94.70, and then I'll do my take profit at, I'll do a percentage on that, 10%, and then I long. Okay, so now that order is there. Okay, so it's sitting here, so I don't have a position open yet because price hasn't reached that. I have a trigger order set here. This is what time I set it at. It's Bitcoin. This is the amount. This is what price it'll trigger at. This is the current price, and this is my stop loss and my take profit for that position. So I can totally walk away now, come back 5 hours later and see if any of that played out, right? So I always think that's nice when you can set orders ahead of time, so you don't have to be sitting in front of the chart. You know, some exchanges you just set an order and then you have to come back once that order fills to set a stop loss. So if you're sleeping or something, that doesn't work out very well. Always good to start with some paper trades, right? Especially when you're getting to know a new exchange and you don't know all their features. Right? If you join a new exchange, at least make sure you understand their features and you kind of test them out with small amounts before you start going full size. Just because I would hate for you to be in a large size position and you're not familiar with the exchange, you hit a wrong button, or you can't figure out how to close a trade or something, and it causes you to lose money or lose more money than you should have, you know? So cross margin, I don't use cross margin. It's just not my style of trading, but I do know people that are successful with it. Basically what they'll do is they'll have a certain amount in here, okay? And they'll have a certain amount in this cross margin account, and that whole amount is up for grabs. You could get liquidated that whole account, but basically what will happen is you open that position, and then if it goes down, it'll start adding to your position. So it'll basically automatically dollar cost average for you. Okay. And then that's pretty much what you want to do. Like if you're, let's say I was really confident in the support holding and I've got a 1 BTC account. So I'm going to do like 0.1 BTC. And as this drops, and let's say like I I want to enter here, but we could get a wick or something. I don't know, or we could drop here and go up, but I'm pretty confident we're going to go up. So I could just long with cross margin. As it drops, it's going to add to my position. And then if it goes up, great. If not, you know, I could risk liquidation. So that's how cross margin works. I don't use it at all. I'm not the best person to explain it just because I don't use it, but isolated margin is what I prefer, just because I'm only risking my individual position. So if I put $10,000 into a trade, I'm only risking that $10,000 on liquidation. Okay. That's how I prefer. And that's how my trading style works. You can withdraw pretty easily. I've never had any issues withdrawing. Okay. It usually only takes like 10 or 15 minutes to get approved. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more videos, as well as my live streams. For more information about the exchange, my link is down in the description below, which you can use to get 100 USDT bonus when you sign up. Thanks again, and I will see you guys next time.